SCP-093 Mirror Test 4 Color Yellow. D-Class subjects no longer authorized for testing. Testing focus has been shifted to data collection after analyzing the articles brought back from the previous 3 tests to better understand the fate of the world accessed by SCP-093 and determine if safeguards or practices are required for our own world. Analysis of the brown fluid on the clothing of the lost escort team member Bravo has been filed with other recovered articles. Dr. Aker has volunteered for this test as out of the possible candidates, he was able to cause SCP-093 to undergo a new color change. There is no evidence in Dr. Aker's background of any illegal or criminal behavior, nor of any psychological problems. When presented to the mirror, the view changed of that of a cubicle office environment. For this test, Dr. Aker opted to use the wireless video system and forego the pulley return system, stating he was confident he would be safe as none of the torso creatures had been witnessed within a building where the mirror's destination showed. Video feed commences after Dr. Aker has crossed the mirror. As with prior tests, SCP-093's current colour, yellow, tinges all video material. Camera flickers to life and pans across a series of plain white cubicle constructs. Approximately 30 are visible. As the far end from the point of entry is an office module built into the wall with frosted glass walls and a glass door. Dr. Aker approaches this door and investigates the etched writing on it. Senior Manager Stanley Millimetz. The door is unlocked. The doctor enters the office and examines the desk. A coffee cup is on the desk, a dark brown stain covering half of the inside as the liquid evaporated. There is a donut on a plate, which the doctor picks up and lobs it at the wall. On impact, it thumps like a rock and falls. A file cabinet in the corner of the room draws the doctor's attention, and he goes through each shelf one at a time, stopping in the second drawer and taking out a file, then going back to the first and taking out 2 others. Continuing to the third and fourth drawers, he withdraws 4 additional files and spreads them out all on the desk. The files are blue filing folders, and he points with his finger and camera at a symbol on each of praying hands, stating aloud for the camera that all the other files are stored in yellow folders. The blue folders are placed in his field kit. Camera attention is turned to the PC on the desk that is logged in and functional. The doctor comments aloud, wondering where these devices are getting their power from, as he has noticed no power outlets. This PC's desktop contains the logo of Faithful OS, and even has sounds, clicks of the mouse followed by soft hymn-like hums, and opening of icons followed by angelic bells. The PC fails to yield any useful information to the doctor, who abandons it and leaves the office. Approaching the other end of the office floor, the doctor presses a button on the wall of the elevator and enters. Finding he is on the 34th floor of a building having an unusual number scheme, the keypad layout goes from -115 to 115, and includes all floors. Before pressing a floor button, the doctor requests that the wireless video transponder be moved to the elevator and replaced with a construction cone to mark the entry point. A second transponder unit is placed outside the elevator, and controller is instructed to recover the second unit and seal the test chamber should something happen to him. Then when all is arranged, he presses the button for the floor -115. The descent down the elevator is long, consuming 15 minutes. During this time, the camera experiences one malfunction where the image jerks and turns to snow, restoring to show 14 other figures in the elevator with Dr. Aker. As video pans around, all of whom move as he moves to allow him space. They remain for 35 seconds, then the camera flickers to snow and returns. The doctor is now alone in the elevator, dancing as is assumed by the ducks and sways of the video feed. The doctor pauses to comment on a rising stench coming from below. At this point, the elevator has reached floor -108. Dr. Aker presses 110 to interrupt the descent down and exits when that floor is reached. The elevator doors open to an enclosed observation deck with several PCs and chairs. All PCs appear to have power. The ceiling to this desk is also glass, and above it another desk is visible. The doctor approaches the monitoring stations and checks one of the PC screens. On the screen is the Faithful OS logo and a video feed toggling between 4 different views. The first view is a room of tubes similar to those found in Test Violet, which number in thousands. The second view is a closer-up view of these tubes as the camera glides in front of each to monitor the content. All tubes the camera passes by are broken. The third view is facing the opposite direction as the camera glides vertically, checking each observation station. A total of 10 can be counted, and the Doctor is visible as the camera passes by his own station. Looking up, a hovering camera unit with no visible means of propulsion glides up past him. The fourth view shows the ground floor below the observation deck, where a single astonishingly large torso being is crawling in circles, bumping into walls and changing directions. From the camera feed, the creature's estimated size is 6 stories. Returning attention to the contents of the PC, the Doctor moves the video log aside to see a simple text editor that was hidden behind it. A printout of this text was recovered and filed into the field kit. The printout directed Dr. Aitker to a safe on the floor 54 and provided a combination. Dr. Aitker leaves the observation deck and proceeds to 54 without event. Arriving on a cubicled office floor, he proceeds to the desk mentioned in the document and finds a safe hidden beneath a desk undisturbed. The combination provided opens the safe and reveals a notebook filed in the field kit and a peculiar revolver that has been returned, in addition to the 24 rounds of ammo found with it. Dr. Aitker proceeds back to the elevator without events and returns to 34. Given the sheer number of floors available to explore and the vital information obtained from the observation deck, the testing is considered over and equipment is retrieved. Before returning through the entry point, Dr. Aitker investigates a terminal nearby that has power and finds it shows the exact same screen the one on -110 shows. It is theorized that the author of the note installed a network virus to propagate it through the building so many PC on that network would be found and the information discovered. Dr. Aitker returns through the entry point and the mirror returns to a reflective surface. All materials filed with other SCP-093 recovered materials. Analysis of and the ammunition for it postponed for a reason that it would require deconstruction of one of the rounds, and they may be beneficial until testing SCP-093 is resolved. The video ends.